park, maybe $100.
Right.
But they said the whole thing is
I subscribed to his channel after I saw that video because that's all he does is just rip on Apple, and I love it.
I hate Apple.
I'm so glad I started this stream a few minutes ago.
That's what I did.
Just hit enter.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Just hit enter. Yeah.
But they said the whole thing is they're trying to get Apple tries you to get a new product
Is the
instead
whole
of
one.
fixing their other ones.
It goes way beyond that.
Oh yeah.
They
their own
pull all this shady shit with like, okay, so you need
Welcome
to
to
get a
Off Topic
replacement.
Pints and Pistons.
You need a replacement battery for this old MacBook. Well, we don't make them anymore. There's a company that refurbishes the batteries and resells them, but because they're refurbished, we get them classified as counterfeit and get them seized by customs all the time. That's us. We're Apple. That's what we do.
And then the same video, I think they interviewed iFixit.com or something,
Mm-hmm.
talking about how they super glue the batteries in and
Yeah.
make their own screws. Okay.
It's a slow computer. And then you just have to type in the old YouTube. Duke, you need to like chill the fuck out, bro.
This computer will no longer receive Google Chrome updates because my
Good, Duke. Go that way, buddy. You're gonna rip the charger out, and then the computer's gonna die.
Anybody text driver?
Yeah.
I mean,
Duke. Welcome to Pints and Pistons, guys. We're just getting everything still set up. We have a couple of guest hosts tonight. One is on our far right here. That would be Chris from Clutch Shift Go.
hey guys.
And then we're waiting on Trevor. He's going to be here. He's going to be at the far left. And we're just getting everything else set up right now. All right, go over to the top right. Picture Paige's face there and sign out. Yes, he's on his way. Cool. We also are going to have a pizza delivered soon, so this will be fun.
Yeah.
Get
Get
that
on
joke
live
signed
stream.
in.
Okay, we got one comment so far. Josh, start event. Needs more stickers to go faster.
Yes.
Oh, the laptop. Yes.
What is it? Five
yes, it does.
5 memory a sticker?
Right. Plus 5 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah, car's perfect. Because we're at my house, guys, while you're watching tonight, please let us know of any audio issues. We know the reverb in here is kind of wacky, and I got some ghetto sound dampening. So just let us know. And if it's your first time tuning in, welcome to the one and only unscripted, uncensored, unfiltered, we just kind of fucking wing it automotive car talk show channel podcast deal.
Thanks for watching.
With beer
And water.
and water. And water.
What we do.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers. This sounds so weak.
So, tonight's going to be pretty fun. As you guys can see, there is a turbo in the table.
Yes.
Yes.
Somebody came up with the idea to discuss our favorite forms of forced induction and why.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, this one said it would be a heated topic.
I want
See what you did there.
I want you guys to let us know your preference and why as well. I have a feeling this is going to be exciting.
Just don't let the pressure get to you, okay?
Just remember when hey, when dinner gets here, we'll have a little bit of relief.
Oh.
And then, well, after dinner, somebody will be exercising the waist gates. It's all good.
This is terrible already. Oh my gosh.
Just don't blow off topic, okay?
Listen, if we don't stop, we're all going to be put under arrest, so
Yeah.
figure this out.
Oh god.
I think ultimately it just really depends on your application.
Yeah, and that was what I was going to say too. It really depends on what you're building the car for and what you're using it for.
I mean, like my car, my 4-point slow, pretty much the best option I've seen for that is the MP90 twin screw from Explorers Express. It packages well, and it gives a lot of low end grunt. It pretty much, but power wise, I mean, it's pretty much his car with a bolt on, so it pretty much stretches my inch to the top of its performance envelope before you really start worrying about braking things.
Yeah.
I've seen a short YouTube video of one that was turbocharged and it made stupid amounts of power. Didn't live very long.
It's not surprising. There's not many people that supercharge cars and blow them up immediately. Think about that.
Yeah.
Like I'm a turbo guy and everything. I love turbos and everything, but I mean, think about that. If there's somebody doing a backyard turbo build and a backyard supercharger build, the guy with the supercharger is content and happy and hasn't blown his shit up, but the guy with the turbo, his fucking
He
wastegate
can't stop
melted.
himself.
Yeah, his wastegate melted off his eBay China Charger CX Racing Turbo, and he boosted 40 psi in a stock 92 Civic.
You got the Godspeed turbo. Turn up the boost.
Like, yeah, the supercharger guys. I mean, I've owned supercharged cars before too, and I mean, like, you get happy with it, and then the noise it makes is significantly different than from a turbo, and the power feels different and everything, and there's just nothing like it. But then again, on the other turn, I'm really all for whatever you use it for. If you're doing like autocross racing or something like that, I think supercharged applications are the best for that because it's always a constant power range, and you don't have to worry about heat as much as you do with the turbo.
Well, there's pros and cons with like supercharging and a turbo too. You know,
Well,
'cause- I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, sorry about that. Anyway, no, I mean, pretty much if you compress air, you're gonna generate heat. Doesn't matter what, if you're using, a turbine powered supercharger, turbocharger, or a centrifugal belt driven supercharger, or
Yeah,
a
it's
roof
true.
blower,
Yeah.
you're still compressing air and fuel, you're still compressing air, it's gonna generate heat, your IETs are gonna go up.
Right.
Well, like the pros and cons, though. I mean, like that's.
But yeah, the pros and cons, like your turbo is going to have less strain on your motor because it's exhaust driven. Your supercharger is more strain on your motor because it's belt driven. So it's just how, and plus the boost wise, you changing your pulley rather than changing just your pressure going in.
That is true, yeah. But they're both awesome.
But
It goes deeper than that.
but yeah, because turbos you have turbo lag.
Yeah.
Superchargers you don't. It's instant right there.
Yeah, you boost off
Well,
highway.
even turbochargers, that's dependent on, exhaust housing size, compressor size, and airflow through the engine. I mean,
No, like, yeah, like with mine, like, right now I have no lag. And I know if I ever put a bigger turbo in that car, I can push more pressure and get more power out of it, but I'll have lag.
Yeah.
Because right now, at like 23 psi, once I hit 5,000 RPM, it basically just becomes hot air just getting shoved in, not doing anything.
Yeah.
That little turbo's maxed out. It's probably about the size of that one, actually.
Yeah, they do have baby snails on them.
Yeah.
EcoBoost?
No, this is
Basically,
off of
same
a
thing.
this is off of a Korean vehicle, 2-liter turbo, and this is what they look like. And I just happen to have acquired one, so
I think somebody's here.
Yeah, I think it's Trevor. It's either Trevor or Pizza.
no, that's Trevor.
Okay, well,
Trevor's here.
Trevor's here!
Trevor's here, guys. And
No, as far as for me personally, listen, turbochargers can usually make more power, especially on a street-driven application.
right,
You can always get a better power curve out of a turbo. But that noise, though.
yeah.
Look, spool will make her drool.
Trevor!
Turbo wine or supercharger wine will make her 69. That's all I'm saying.
and we have our late arriving guest host. Have a seat.
Hey.
Yes.
You guys,
Well, you whatever you please. If you need to do something else, it's fine.
you guys have seen him before. This is Trevor. Is he there?
He will be in a second.
So slow.
It's delayed.
It's delayed a lot.
Lag.
Yes.
Yeah, we got lag here.
Yeah.
Big turbo.
There we go. That was in there.
Dukers.
Little lag.
You got stank breath, bro. What are you doing?
So, following up, kind of coming in the tail end of the last topic, supercharger, turbocharging. What's your favorite and why?
That's a hard one. I'm an old schooler. I do like superchargers. I love the line. Can't get, that's definitely something you can't miss. But I don't know, efficiency wise, turbo.
Yeah.
We're all in kind of the same boat, it sounds like.
That wine.
Yeah.
It makes it. You know.
Yeah, the twin screws make a crazy ass noise. It's just cool, and it's instant. As soon as you hit the throttle, it's just instant whine.
I mean, you can have best of both worlds. You can have a turbocharged, and you can have a power steering pump line. So I mean, there you go.
Supercharged front body for the win.
There you
Right?
go. Exactly.
I just shared this on Facebook today, actually. I should have shared it on the Pints and Pistons page, but have you guys seen the, I can't remember who's developing it, but it's called the Super Turbo? So it's a centrifugal supercharger, it's belt driven, and it connects to the cold side of the turbo, it's all one unit. So the supercharger shoves ridiculous amounts of air up through a turbo that then goes out the exhaust.
So it's twin charging.
Yeah. And with one whole unit though, it's really weird.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem right.
If anyone ever knew about like the old Detroit diesels, the 2-stroke diesels back in the day, those came turbocharged and supercharged. You know,
Yeah.
they needed a supercharger just alone to run,
Yeah.
but they came in models that came with turbochargers and superchargers right on top. You know, it was just
Well, it's a lot like the Miller cycle engines. The Miller cycle engines had to require some form of forced induction to up the compression to keep the vehicle efficient, which was a supercharger. Which that was my first supercharged car, was a Mazda Millennia S.
Yeah.
Made like 270 something horsepower, but got 35 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, but you also got to remember, I mean, all the stuff that we see here, and pretty much a lot of it came out of World War II aircraft development and World War II.
Yeah, that is true.
absolutely.
You know, I mean, between, supercharging and turbocharging for fighter aircraft and bombers at high altitude to take what available air was there and get all the oxygen they could.
Right.
And, big ass tanks being as heavy, they just had to develop power.
Right.
And still be able to package things and be able to carry ammunition and fire a gun. So
Yeah.
everything old is new again.
Yeah. That's
Way
great.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Way cheaper. Yes, much cheaper.
So yeah, definitely anybody who watches this in the future or anything like that, make sure you tell us what your preference is and why. We want to know, and we'll talk to you.
Why don't you just ask us comments right now? Tell us what you got.
Yeah, by all means.
Absolutely.
We will rebuttal violently, most likely.
You're watching, chat.
Alright, well, since Trevor is here, I have a subject that was suggested to me earlier, and this should be near and dear to your heart.
Oh no.
What is the appropriate punishment or ass whipping for a car thief?
Ooh.
Well, personally, I hate to say this, but he took a grinder to my paint, so I want to take a grinder to his skin.
I can't
He
say
can heal back at least.
I can't
but
say I blame you.
my car, not so much.
Yeah, when we heard about it, my first reaction that we were all texting each other back and forth was that he needs to be hung by his nutsack and beat like a pinata.
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
To go and do something like that to someone's pride and joy. To something that you didn't have any inkling to do, you just decided one night, fuck it, I'm gonna go tear up that guy's car because it's nice, or something like that. Like, why?
I can't even look at my own car right now.
No, I just don't know. And for anybody who's watching, Trevor had a beautiful 78 Celica GT liftback, yellow, gorgeous, absolutely amazing car. It's the one actually on our channel here we're going to be doing the field trip on, and somebody decided to take it and just, I'd be, yeah, it's like a child, man. I mean,
Yeah.
We were
A
all
lot of time money put in that car.
Pizza!
upset.
that's fine. All right, I got to pee anyway, so
Yeah.
I'll be with you in a moment. You're on YouTube.
Yeah, me being the twisted sort that I am, I figured that anything that should happen would be involving legs and lots of pain. And a permanent limp.
Well, I was
Dude,
hoping he'd show up.
dude, dude. So
Sorry,
excited.
folks, dinner is interrupting everything.
I was hoping he'd show up, though. Really wanted him to show up in my house.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I had a garage and
about
I
Nick's car,
was
too?
pointed at the cars. Oh, I know. Nick's car. He didn't remember. Nick can't even get in his car now.
Where did they? Wait a minute. So what all happened? I mean, because we heard.
The next night he came back. After we returned, got my car recovered.
Where did they find it?
The swamp's going toward Wildwood. Someone dumped it off an old road, old dirt road in Inverness, basically. It's still
They want
on the
them
edge of
to
going
use
toward
narrow
Wildwood. And they dumped it right in the freaking swamp, right in a mud pit. And from what I hear, the guy would have more intentions of destroying the car even further so, but luckily someone had reported the car, misreported the car out there before that happened. He planned on burning the car to the ground.
But what motive? Like, why?
I don't know. I don't know the guy. I've never met the guy. I've never done anything wrong to anyone.
Right.
I know him. Well, I know his name. I know where he lives. I know where his family's located at. I know where everything is about him at this moment. It's keeping every bit of my own personal strength from going and kicking his ass personally. Because I'm trying to let the legal wise do it, let the cops handle it. But he didn't only just take my car from me, he took my peace of mind.
Yes.
Right.
That's what got me. My car, it's still material possession. At the end of the day, I can build another one.
Yeah.
I know that. But, yeah, 78 GT with original paint, very, very original car, other engine mods done to it. I'll never get that back,
Yeah.
but so be it,
So basically, what we're trying to say is we're going to put like push some federal legislative to basically hang people who steal cars.
Corporal punishment.
Corporal punishment.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what they did with horses back in the day.
Yeah.
You stole a horse, you got hanged. Well, in the Wild West, that's how it was.
Yeah. So basically, me being the leg guy, I figured, something involving a kneecap and a baseball and a permanent limp would
Oh
be
yeah,
good.
that'd be great.
Nutsack beat like a pinata. What are you guys thinking?
I don't know. Off with their head.
I thought about honestly making like an indentured servant. You know, he's gonna work his ass off to pay for what he did to my car.
Oh,
So,
right.
you know, put a chain, right through his lip or something like a fish and string him up to a tree. Let his ass work.
There you go.
Fuck.
Ah, yeah, I'm a twisted mother.
No, that's fine. You don't fucking do that shit, man. You don't do that.
Man, I mean, as soon as I heard about it, I ran outside to make sure the GSX was still there. You know, I did.
The worst part was coming home, going upstairs, not even paying any mind, and then going back downstairs going, I missed something. I walk back outside and I look, my car's gone. I'm like, fuck. At that point, I freaked. That's when I called the cops, and that's why I started finding information as much as I could. And I found every bit of information I needed to know.
Yeah.
It's a small town,
Yeah.
and it is easy to find a yellow Celica GT.
Right.
Very,
Yeah.
very easy to find.
Especially if you're in an area like this who does have a few car nerds. I mean, I remember, like I said, I remember spotting that thing sitting under a tree on a trail.
Well, I feel like maybe sometimes the police wouldn't believe us car guys because of how accurately we can describe our vehicles. But,
Oh, it was funny when he was asking me, "Oh, was the paint ripped up like this?" I was like, "No." Was it done to this? No. Was the interior like this? No. I was just like, "Okay, the car has a sticker right here. This tag sat right
Exactly.
here. This sat here." I opened the hood. I was like, "Okay, it looks like he couldn't even get the hood open because the latch was a trick latch on it."
Yeah.
So luckily he couldn't get the hood open. So all he did just probably rev the living rail out of it, living piss out of it, and drove it and beat the living shit out of the car.
So-
There's no
I mean,
clutch left.
So what did he do? Just screwdriver?
Oh no, he took a drill bit right through my ignition, broke my steering column, and went through, punched it out. Luckily my car doors were unlocked, so he didn't punch out the locks on the outside.
Yeah.
He ripped my tack out, ripped my radio out, ripped all the wiring that came with it too. So he just yanked all that out. So a couple gauges don't work now on my car. My factory gauges don't work. Bunch of stupid shit. Just tore up the inside, ripped up the center console, the factory GT center console that's next to impossible to find. Ripped that up. Just a bunch of stuff. Luckily the seats are intact. Luckily the leather seats are still intact, so they're covered in clay, but
Yeah.
intact.
Yeah, I saw the picture, and we weren't. Like I said, I was looking at it, it's like, is that mud or is that bare metal on the roof? 'Cause
Yeah, that was bare metal on the roof.
I thought it was mud at first.
That was bare
Yeah, I
metal.
did.
He took a grinder to it, not just like a 90-degree grinder, and just dug into the metal.
I can't, like, why the fuck would you do that? Like,
I don't get it.
Wanton destruction. I don't get it either.
Yep.
I was hopeful at first because it looked like it was just mud, and
Yeah.
then he pointed out, he was like, "No, that's bare metal," and I went,
Yeah.
"Why?"
He didn't roll it over. He didn't ding
But-
it too bad. The subframe is pretty smashed up too.
Is
He
it?
rolled it over some logs apparently. Front struts are blown out too. Just a bunch of stupid shit. Couple grand, probably about $3,000 in damage at
And
least.
you know what the worst of it is? It's probably out right now.
No, they got a warrant for his arrest right now.
Yeah,
They're
he's got,
looking
he's
for
got
it.
like a $4,000 bond or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
that's $400.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna sue his ass.
Good. Yeah,
I'm
good.
Almost definitely.
Sue every penny I can get out of the son of a bitch. And then
Yeah.
if I can't get the money out of him, then guess what? Next in line.
Yeah.
Me for a second.
How about you guys? But I am.
Oh, exactly. And we're back.
There's chicken and pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm gonna
So
go
anyway,
get
we were
pizza. Does
we were
anybody else
asking
want one?
Yes.
we were asking if we wanted if you had your car stolen. So let us know.
So anyway, we're back. I think.
Everybody want pizza? I mean,
Yeah,
I'll,
I'll get
get, I'll get plates and stuff if you want. I mean,
Yeah, that's what they're going off for.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get to watch us eat too.
Yay. We got 5 years of food.
I know.
That's nice.
Well, no, I think.
Well, that too, and the quality.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually not bad with all the lighting and everything. We're back up again, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, we are back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yay. Sorry about that.
Yay.
Part of being live.
that legit they can't get close to computers.
Well,
They sit in
did
this
it go out
close to a
again?
computer and it goes.
Mike just texted you, said stream keeps going out. Yeah, I just got you back up.
There, go ahead, Trevor.
You in airplane mode?
Yeah,
was
there.
that?
I thought I brought just the roll and I grabbed the whole
hell.
fucking thing.
Good.
I
Grab
got
that.
pizza.
Oh, sorry, man. I'm still breakfast.
Take advantage of this. Oh, we're back up. There we go.
Yeah, put you back up.
We got 4 people watching. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know why we're having so many issues. Hopefully,
It's fine. They're just gonna be watching us eat pizza anyway.
Stuffing our faces
True.
up.
So how's everyone doing tonight?
Ooh, I did put a topic thing I want to talk about.
I don't know any of the topic. I guess it's a good thing.
I'm Pickle Rick. Is this still buffering? Oh, you're also
I'm on.
you're on 4G.
Yeah, I'm watching his. Make sure it's. Yeah, we're still live.
We wish you were here too, Mike.
Yeah, we wish you were here too. Thank you, sir. All right, in we all go. Do you want a piece?
I'll get some later.
You sure? Yeah. There's also fried chicken too. All right, guys.
Alright, so I think we're back, sorta.
Doing great. He's drunk. He says.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's Mike, he's just a little drunk.
So, I think we should go on to what Brian wanted to talk about.
Well, I got a couple. Just a quick hit of a little bit of bad news for everybody looking at the 2019 Ranger that's coming. Ranger Raptor, not happening.
Of course.
So, from what I was reading, that they're not going to do it on the current platform range that the rest of the world has had for the past few years. And if they're going to do a Ranger Raptor, it'll probably be after the next update. So 2020, 2021, something like that.
Are they even actually going to bring the diesel to America?
That I don't know, but I would be shocked if they did.
As far as I understood it, the way it was written, what I read, we're only getting the crew cab and we're only getting the one powertrain, the 1 4-cylinder.
Man, what the
Yeah,
hell are you
basically-
doing? Diesel, bro. Come
From what I
on.
understand, you can get the crew cab or the super crew cab. You cannot get the standard cab work truck. And the only powertrain option is the 2.3 EcoBoost with 10-speed and stop start.
That's ridiculous. You botched the American fucking market, man.
Oh, and just to make everybody feel a little bit worse, there is one 2019 Raptor Ranger rolling around in Michigan with manufacturer plates on it. It's red. Kind of cool looking. We can't have it.
Now, I got a question. How big are these things? Is it still a small truck now, or is it?
No.
No. Okay, think about the size of like a Nissan Frontier crew cab.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yeah,
about
they
the same
went to-
as
they
the
went to the
Chevy
big full
or not the
size.
Avalanche, the
Yeah, Colorado.
Colorado,
They went to
the
the
new
big size, full
Colorado.
size.
Now, I've seen the newer ones before when I was over in Ireland, and they like really resemble a Nissan Frontier crew cab.
Yeah, but they're, I mean, you could almost, they're nearly as big as a mid-90s F-150.
Right.
Someone really needs to bring back the mini truck. I mean, they'd sell like hotcakes. I'm not gonna lie.
I know it.
The S10, the original Ranger,
Hard
the
body,
hard body,
Toyota pickup.
The Hilux for sure.
the Hilux.
Toyota Stout.
Everyone loved them. Why'd you get rid of them?
And
Ooh,
just,
I don't-
and
another
just,
one I kind of missed.
and just for
was the
ultimate,
Brat.
just for, you know the reason why the Brats had those 2 plastic seats in the back? So that they could consider them a passenger vehicle and not a light truck, and thereby avoid the U.S. government's chicken tax.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's
Nice.
fucking awesome.
The more you know, right?
Brian's always full of great
Did they even have seatbelts in the back of those?
Changed.
They had chains?
Yeah.
Here you go, kids. Let's go to the beach.
Yeah, that way
chain
if
you
it
in.
flipped over, you'd be trapped underneath it instead of going flying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
He said he had a topic he wanted to talk about, so let's hear.
This is a sore topic and a good topic, alright?
That's the best kind.
That's right.
Well, mine was driving. And I know it's the time of year for Florida for the good old snowbirds to start flocking in. But this is the theory I came up with. and why some will drive the way they do. It mostly started because I was thinking about my aunt, right? My aunt, Sandra Arnold. She would get her nice big old cup of fruit tea and put it in her car, put it right in the cup holder, fill it all the way up to the brim, and she would manage to drive everywhere under the sun without spilling a drop. Now I'm not talking about like Takumi and and drifting and all that jazz.
So not delivering
and tofu,
so not delivering tofu?
Fujiwara tofu and delivering. But my theory is, if you can imagine how most of these people drive, it's elderly, obviously more than anything else, is driving around with a full glass of sweet tea in their vehicle at all times and making the turns, stops, and all stuff. So you see them come up to a turn and they slow down to a turn and they slow through the turn. They don't, they let up. They're pushing the brakes into the turn.
Almost come to a complete stop.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm calling it my sweet tea theory, because it seems to me, all I can ever imagine is seeing them driving around with a full glass of sweet tea, because I guess it's the feeling of moving around and getting sloshed to one side, or the feeling that driving that we enjoy now.
Yeah.
As we're young and whatnot, they're getting older and people are not liking that anymore. They don't want that feeling, I guess. So that's why I came up with the sweet tea theory, because I just imagine it. It's like a full glass of sweet tea. Because
Hard to find his logic on this one, guys.
she drove everywhere with this gigantic glass of fruit tea, sweet tea, everywhere, and that's what she did.
I just can't
She never
stand-
managed to spill anything.
I can't stand when they do that into an open median.
Oil.
I had that happen today. Like
It
there
takes
was
practice,
the open median. Nobody else was in anywhere, and this guy starts coming to a stop in front of me, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I come to 10 miles an hour for him to hop in the median and then turn, and I'm like, "That was all there for you."
I got one I'm gonna add. Okay, this is for the viewers too. Kind of a topic, but a question more or less. What is your biggest pet peeve while driving?
Oh.
I have one. I'll let you guys go first.
I have many.
Oh, so do I. I have one that sticks out.
This is the reason why I'm not allowed to have full automatic weapons and chains and Gatling guns mounted to my car, because I would lay waste and destruction to most of the traffic that is in front of me. My biggest pet peeve is slow people in the left lane.
Oh.
That right there, drive right, people, drive right. It's pretty simple. If you're not making a left turn to the next 1,000 feet or so, stay in the right lane. If you're in the left lane and someone's behind you wanting to go by, move to the right lane. If you're in the left lane and someone's passing you in the right lane, you should be in the right lane. If you can't figure this out, you should find the turn lane and go the hell home.
Right. Josh says speed matching in both lanes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Dueling.
That shit's
Rolling roadblocks.
retarded.
Yes.
That's like going down the interstate and finding two Swift trucks. And they're driving the same exact speed because they're both at their governed speed.
You know what Swift stands for,
way
right?
faster. Huh?
You know what Swift stands for, right? Sure wish I had a fast truck.
Let's face it, Swift is basically the Mustangs of the trucking world.
Absolutely. We had a Swift depot in Jackson. Oh, it was the most comical thing watching these drivers drive these trucks and just like plowing into random objects on the road. You gotta imagine how they even got their CDLs in the first place. It's just pretty mind-boggling.
What's yours, Chris?
Mine is people who don't understand. Okay, if you have a divided road with a median and the turn lanes in the median, people that don't understand how to use that turning area in the median. Okay, if one car turns in here and the other car turns in here, I can see this way and they can see that way. But if you, as the opposite lane, pull into my area of the turn lane, I can't see past you and you can't see past me. So guess what? We're gonna be here a fucking while. That shit irritates me to the point where I'm worried I'm gonna have an aneurysm. You can see the irritation on my face now and it's not even happening to me.
I like it.
My worst.
Now
my biggest.
I want
pet
to
peeve-
stalk them in traffic and just pull them and turn
I'll
them.
tell you.
Mine is a certain type of driver, and I think everyone can agree with me. Ford Model T drivers when they're together.
Oh, that is a pretty good one.
Because I know you guys got cool cars, But when you decide to take up all 3 lanes and do 30 and a 50, please fucking stop.
Listen, if they got that thing up to 30, congratulations.
Like, we want to go places too.
But this falls back to the left lane issue and the
it
speed
does.
matching in both lanes.
Mine's gotta be the stop sign. I know it's a southern etiquette type deal where everybody says, "Oh, come
Nobody
on,
knows
darling,
how to
move."
use stop signs.
You come to the stop sign first, you go first. It's that simple. And I live right by a 4-way off of Popka, and it is the most annoying thing to have people come up after you stop.
And they're like,
Yeah, come on.
and then you'll start to go, then they'll start to go, then they'll both stop
It's
again.
not only that, if 2 cars hit the intersection at the same time, person on the right goes.
Yep,
Person on the right has
exactly.
right away. If 3, it falls around that way. Quick trivia question. Fire truck, ambulance, cop car, and mail truck all hit a stop sign at exactly the same time. Who has the right of
That's
way?
the easiest mail truck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't
government.
impede the mail.
Government.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
But yeah, 4-way stop signs confuse the hell out of people.
It's like the stoplights, that when they blink red, nobody knows what to do.
No, it's like when I hit my first roundabout. I've never driven in a roundabout before
God.
until 2015 in another country. I was in the roundabout for 10 minutes, and I was at the point of crying, like, I don't know how to get out! I'm just gonna go in circles! There's people, it's a 4-lane roundabout right by the airport, and there's people dodging in and out of lanes, exiting and shit. I'm like, just in the very middle, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do.
I got another good pet peeve. Atlanta.
Atlanta's bad.
That reminded me of that. It
Atlanta,
brought back
all the
horrible
cars.
nightmare visions of Atlanta. If you live in Atlanta and you're watching this show, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. I really
Right.
do. Because Jesus Christ.
Oh, we lost one, probably from Atlanta.
Must have been from Atlanta.
Oh my gosh.
If you've ever driven through downtown Atlanta at rush hour,
Oh yeah.
It's got
just
fucking
All
awful.
the fucking
you're sitting there driving and you're like, I don't want to. I don't fucking want to do this. This is horrible. Because you just want to pull off the highway. You just want to stop.
That's why every time we go to Road Atlanta every year, we go away. Yeah, like we did last year. We went around Atlanta.
Oh, you took the bypass?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was coming home from training in Atlanta because that's where our training center is for my job, and I missed my exit to hit
Yeah.
the bypass, and
I gotta go through Atlanta.
I had to go through Atlanta. I still have nightmares. It was horrible.
Show me on the doll where the traffic hurt you.
It hurt me here and here and here.
So I want to go into something now
Hold on,
because
hold on. My pet peeve.
oh,
pet
that's
peeve.
right. We gotta hear it. No, yours better be the best one.
I don't know if it's the best one. I know,
started
I
it,
know.
so.
And it's crazy. I see the logic in it, but it still irritates the shit out of me. It's people that back too far up or too far back at like stop signs and red lights and everything. I get you have to see like the rear tires. They're like pre-staging. You know what I mean? I hate
No,
that.
I had somebody.
You have like 3 cars in front of you.
Yeah, I
Oh
had
my
somebody
God.
like that today. I was the only car behind him approaching a red light, and we stopped like 3 car lengths before the red light, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, I hate that.
Did you think there was a burnout box back there? Is that what you were
It
doing?
happens all the time going to work. They have a white line where you stop at the white line for the red light, right?
Yeah.
They stop like 3 car lengths, that's exaggeration, probably 2 car lengths at least before the white line.
Right.
And I'm like are you pre-staging,
Like
warm
you-
up your tires,
like-
to get up to the
It's
line?
like, it's
Like,
okay, buddy. I don't bite. You can come.
I just want to get out of the car and be like,
But you kind of have to go up there to activate red lights to go into the
Right.
game for the things, or if the old ones still have the wires in the road, that's kind of where the wires are. So
But people just.
I had to stare at me. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm just like,
Yeah, most of the time.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I am that guy.
Oh, texting
I am,
and driving.
I am that guy when I
Oh.
see people texting.
yell at them?
Oh, I do
yes.
too. I do too.
Yes.
I will roll my window down. I had it happen last week. I'm sitting at the light on 19 and 44 headed towards Citrus Springs Boulevard, and I look over and this woman is blatantly in her Ford Taurus just. I rolled my window down and I stuck my head out the window and I waited. Because she finally felt my eyes burning a hole in the side of her head. And she cracked her window and went, "What?" And I said, "Get off your fucking phone and drive!" As loud as I could. She went, "What the?" And that was right when the light turned green, I took off.
I've done that to people before too. That is the most ridiculous thing you could ever do.
You need to have a dash cam video when you do that shit.
I need to have a GoPro watching me drive. I just need to record myself driving because
good
if
content
you
right
heard,
It is.
if you heard the insane, inane, crazy that just comes out of me when I'm alone in the car,
Awesome.
oh, it'd be great.
I can't.
Just make a super edit.
We see like a
Do
little
fucking
pocket Chris
4 hour
on a
long
little passenger, like, get him, Chris.
right?
That's funny.
Oh my god.
I can imagine him. Like, I've only met him twice since I got done, but I can imagine him just like, get the fuck off your phone!
Screaming out the window.
Was that Aaron Kaufman?
Right?
You're like the generic angry neighbor.
Yeah. No, I'm slowly but surely turning into that old man that screams at kids to stay off their off his lawn.
While they're on the road or the sidewalk.
Right. Like when they're not actually on my lawn.
He's the one out there putting barbed wire along his yard, you know?
No, but I am that guy. I'm already that guy that yells at people in my neighborhood to slow down.
No, dude.
I used to, 5-6 years ago, I was the guy getting yelled at to slow down. And now that I've bought a house, I'm the one out there going, hey, slow down, kids live here.
You being the kid.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
I can't do it, you can't either.
Exactly.
So I get to see Chris doing it again and again and again. It's great. All right, so tonight, as you guys know, we have our special guest Chris from Clutch Shift Go, and I want to ask him a few questions.
Uh-oh. In the hot
yes.
seat now.
So,
Oh, Lordy.
if anyone does not know, Chris,
Nice knowing you.
Right.
Chris has the company Clutch Shift Go, which has really awesome automotive apparel, and he does amazing photography and articles and everything all on his website. And he's the one who supplied us with the custom discount code for his website, of course, which you guys hopefully have been utilizing. So, I want to ask Chris a few questions that I've been curious of, and let's see if I actually remember all the questions that I came up with. I know the first one, though, is why did you decide to start and go into your own, own mantra, basically?
Start my own brand?
Yeah.
It's a good question, actually. I've been asked that a lot of times. I've always been a car guy. And my friend of mine, that's my mentor, that's somebody I look up to and everything, that's taught me everything I do and or know how to do and everything. He grows brands. And one day he's like, Chris, he's like, dude, you've always been a car guy. He's like, why don't you start your own brand? He's like, I'll teach you what to do and what not to do. He's like, and we can start from there. Now, first Clutch Shift Go wasn't an apparel brand. It was a news media site. And I didn't like that too much because it's not me. I'm like, I still do news and media now, but it's not 100%.
Right.
So it wasn't fun to me. It's kind of boring actually, do news and media and stuff. So I was like, I want to do apparel. I want to do something that means something that people can wear. And so I started it. And this logo wasn't even like this is like the third generation of this logo. The first version of the logo was just something generic, just something to get out there, and we quickly changed it to what this is now. And that's pretty much how I started it. I mean, I started it like 3 years ago, and it's been growing ever since. And I love it. I never stop working on it.
That's great. And he's sporting one of the Clutch
I am,
Shift shirts
yeah.
there.
Yep.
I have that sticker on my car. Like, if you ever see one of those, stickers on a car or somebody wearing that shirt, that's the guy.
That's
Yep.
me.
That's the guy.
That's me. They're everywhere. I get photos all the time. Like people spot me in like public now too, which is kind of weird because I'll get photos like, "Hey, I seen you in Homosassa. What's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, I don't know how to respond yet."
Yeah.
Now, I got fans. I mean, that's cool, but I never got like spotted out in public
Yeah.
until recently. So I'm still trying to learn that.
At least you're not on people at Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. Not wearing the spandex.
So, for anyone who hasn't heard of Clutch Shift Go, I want them to hear it from you, because I know we kind of briefly touched on it just a second ago, but what exactly is Clutch Shift Go right now to anybody who wants to go look at it?
So Clutch Shift Go is an apparel company, brand. I do shirts, hoodies, decals, stuff like that. It's more tuner car based, but I do have stuff that's for any kind of car enthusiast. Like one of the newest shirts I just came out with now says I have standards, and it's for, manuals. It has 3 pedals on the front, it says I have standards on it. You go to the Instagram, you'll see it everywhere. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Well, that's great.
I need one of those shirts.
Yeah.
Because I was actually talking with somebody at work about that. I haven't owned an automatic transmission vehicle since 2009.
Wow.
Wow.
And even then, that was a secondary vehicle, not my primary vehicle. Because that was the van, that big.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to get in the primary vehicle, I think it'd be the same for me since 2010 for me. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go by primary, it's been
I mean,
2007.
I've had both, but primary wise, no. But I've had both. I mean,
Like my primary now is an auto just because it's my daily driver.
Yeah.
The GSX, of course, is 5-speed and everything else.
Well, with
Yeah.
the exception of a supercharged Shelby GT buzzing around a parking lot, I haven't driven a manual transmission since 1995.
You have a reason, though.
Yeah, I don't have enough feet.
Yeah. You don't have the proper number of appendages to work the transmission, so.
And that's a bit.
I'm gonna come up with something, I'm telling you.
And that's,
We're gonna come up with a throttle or a hand action
see, part
clutch or something.
part of this has to do with Florida laws, because if I do anything with any kind of a hand control outside of the normal controls, I would actually have to get a restriction on my license that says hand controls if I were to take a driver's test in that car. Right now, I currently have a restriction that says automatic transmission, which was weird because they didn't test me to put that on there. Anyway, at one time they actually had a restriction for left foot accelerator, for also from not testing me, so I had to actually take a driver's test with a normal position accelerator to get that restriction listed off. I didn't even know that restrictions were such a big deal until I got tagged for kind of rolling a stop sign, and the deputy asked me if I had a left foot accelerator. Me being the smart ass that I am, said technically any accelerator I press is a left foot accelerator. He didn't buy that one, and essentially if you bust one of those restrictions on your license, like for corrective lenses, you have that one?
Yep.
Okay, like, so if you break that, that's not a ticket. That's literally a summons to go to court and tell the judge why you violated one of the restrictions on your license. So I was like, oh. So when I renewed, I took a driver's test and got that thing taken off.
And I remember I got pulled over one time when I was wearing contacts, and the officer asked me if he could put his light in my eyes to verify I was wearing my contacts because the restriction on
Really?
my license. Yeah. They're pretty hardcore about it.
I've never forgotten my glasses because I could not physically drive without my glasses.
Yeah.
So.
Now,
They're strict about that, but grandma can barely see over the steering wheel. She's driving, she's okay though.
yeah, that's ridiculous.
I don't know about
By the way, my parents actually called. My mom just texted me. She's watching the show.
Yeah.
And that was her.
Hi, Mom.
Her pet peeve is old people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of them.
Well, you gotta wonder, you gotta wonder every once in a while. It's like you see a 45-foot motorhome, and then there's someone that's
A
obviously
90-year-old
doesn't have
man.
a CDL or nothing like that, and they're
Well,
driving it.
it's recreational, it's private, you don't need a CDL,
I
that's
know,
insane.
and that's scary.
But you ever see the people that are that old that they get into a car and you feel like you're like, should somebody know this is happening?
I think I saw a guy have a stroke the other day while driving down the road.
Like, I some of them like that they can't remember where they put their keys 5 minutes ago. They're allowed to drive.
That's scary.
And I'm not trying to bank on old people. I understand like your memory goes and everything and all that, but like some of that stuff, like some of the people that are driving, that frightens me a lot.
Yeah, at some point, there needs to be testing to go.
Just
yeah.
get your grandchildren driving everywhere. That's fine. There you go.
Problems are.
You put miles off your car and everything.
Yeah, right.
You're good.
Well, you also talk about drivers, not just old people. I mean, pretty much anybody that drives a Kia Rio.
I used to own one of those. Okay.
Toyota Camry.
Buick Century.
Camrys, okay, if I see a Camry that does not have a dent in one corner or other of the rear bumper, it's just weird.
Right.
If I see a Camry without the Camry dent, I want to go up there and kick the bumper to make everything right with the world, because it's
Right.
weird.
Ford Edge drivers.
Oh.
Nissan Altima
I
drivers.
don't know why, but it's like everybody goes like when you buy a Ford Edge as a salesman, go you have to act like a dick every time you drive this. I don't
What
understand.
about the quintessential Kia Soul going on? I mean,
Oh, so many
literally
Souls.
driving a Kia Soul these days. I understand.
It was.
I know. I jumped into the crossover venture myself.
It
which
was
is,
it was the chipmunk, gerbil, hamster, whatever the hell those were in that commercial.
Here's why that car is so popular. Why you see so many of them. They are really cheap. They're really reliable, and they have a lot of space. And they get great gas mileage. You get the one with the 1.6, and it'll get 34 miles to the gallon all day, every day, no matter how you drive it. and it's got all that cargo space in the rear. You know how many we have that people have ripped the rear seats out of, and they put a flatbed in the bottom of it
Well,
and
and
use it as a work vehicle. Like it's got tools and shit in it.
they're also
Which
dumb,
is the perfect argument to bring back a proper size small Ranger.
Right.
Well, yeah, but they're dumb car friendly too. Like for somebody who is not up to date with technology and vehicles, you
Not
can
gonna
get
hit
one
one
with
on that says
you can
start
you can
gear.
get one without cruise control and it has a manual, no ABS, nothing like that.
Josh
What-
says Jeep
what-
drivers.
Oh God.
Listen,
I was laughing.
well, it's like lifted truck. Okay, you have a lifted truck.
I'll just go ahead and say it. It's a Jeep thing. You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Listen, I got your Jeep thing, and now it burns when I pee.
Speaking of Jeep thing, did you see the most recent? What is it? The LK after the JK. The issues where they're having where pieces of the frame weren't even fucking welded on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
the
see
robot
that.
did the wrong spot.
Yeah, the robot did the
Oh,
wrong
God.
spot, and even worse yet, there's always a human that goes by with a marker and checks it to make sure it's right. There's literally marker checks over welds that didn't happen in the right spot, and people have had like their Panhard bar links on the front end of their vehicles break off the frame.
Oh God.
Yeah,
That's super
Oh,
dangerous.
that
That's
sounds
like
like a normal
catastrophically
Jeep, though.
failure.
way to go FCA.
No, but people who drive lifted trucks,
We've touched on that before.
I know, but like
That's probably where you got that Jeep thing.
y'all don't drive a Porsche. You're a big thing, and you're trying to race everyone weave in and out of traffic. Please don't stop.
Yeah, the 5.3 Silverado with the 4L60E that's lifted on the 24-inch mud tires.
Oh yeah. You can
That
do
as soon as he
transmission
gets a
cooking.
tune on it, it's gonna be the fastest sumbitch in the county.
With the Carolina squat.
Yeah,
Oh, stop it! You're hurting me.
and straight pipes. And
And-
tow mirrors sticking out, and it's not
and-
towing anything, and it
and-
doesn't even have a ball in it.
Under the
Sand
sun.
flow gun on the back.
And eBay
Yeah.
retrofit HID headlights.
Yeah.
Pointed at the sky.
And everywhere else.
I'm about to have an aneurysm. Don't need to quit. I was going to ask Chris another question. I can't even remember it now. Oh my god. No, it hurts.
Think
Like,
fast.
lifted truck.
He
thing.
can't stop thinking about the lifted truck. Remember Gavin's truck?
No.
Before the poor
Bobby's.
thing?
No,
Bobby's is even worse. Yes, I know.
It's stretched tires. Stretched tires.
Yeah, stretch street tires on an off-road truck all lifted
Oh,
up.
that hurts.
Well, that's like lifted trucks with giant wheels and rubber band tires.
That's what it's got, yeah.
Yeah, why?
But they're rubber band street tires that he stretched over onto those wheels.
Listen, I have trucks. All right.
Yeah.
Mike has a truck. You have a truck. You have a truck. Trucks.
Yeah, legit
Right.
truck.
It's okay that
That
you.
dude-
Oh my God! You actually got her. She's so scared of people.
Oh yeah, she was all standing on my foot and things.
Yeah,
earlier.
Sarah, she was.
Are you being nice to people finally?
Oh, I tricked her.
Does it smell like chloroform?
What else was I gonna ask you? Oh my God! It's terrible. It's gone. It's gone. Thank you for being out here, man. We appreciate it.
Oh well, while you try to think of something, I have a little bit of a rant.
Oh God.
It's a manufacturer rant this time.
Oh no.
Acura. You have a commercial out for a bloated fat ass SUV. The first thing you show is an Integra Type R, followed by a first gen NSX, not a second gen NSX, but a first gen NSX, and have everybody thinking, hey, Honda Acura's got something new. They got something cool. No, it's a big fat ass SUV that they're trying to drive on like an autocross track. Stop it. Stop
Oh.
it. Just quit. No matter how.
Yeah. Don't
Your,
tease us
your
like
fat
that.
ass overweight SUV will still be a fat ass overweight SUV, and nobody who buys one will drive it like you drive it in the commercial. Stop. Continue.
I saw that commercial. It really irks me. And some of the manufacturers I've seen have done that too. They're like they're talking about how like they have this spiritual background and it's a driver's car and here is this piece of shit. Put your kids in it. Go to soccer.
Yes, exactly.
Play golf.
At least they're not getting tennis racket jokes or tennis jokes. Like,
Oh.
See, I like when the manufacturers do commercials where they spin that around. Like the old, and I'm talking old, original Explorer commercial. Talking, what was it, 90, 89, 90 when the Explorer came out?
Mm-hmm.
And the Explorer's at a gas station, and a Lamborghini pulls up. And the guy in the Lamborghini is laughing at the Explorer and takes off down the road, tires squealing, getting sideways, leaving rubber on it all the way down the road. And the Explorer driver just goes, whatever, finishes filling up his tank, gets in his car and drives. And it cuts to like 5 minutes later, and it shows the Explorer coming up to a speed bump, slowing down, and pointing and laughing at the Lamborghini that's stuck on a speed bump, teetering. That's how you advertise that car.
That's great. That's actually great.
But teasing us with, you know, the NSX.
And they didn't even use a current gen NSX. They used a first gen, an original NSX, and a Techie Type R.
Right. Teasing us with that, and then here's a crossover SUV.
It's not even a crossover.
One
SUV.
of these
It's
things is not like the
No,
other.
this is-
One of these things is gay.
Yeah, this is like their giant ass flagship SUV. This huge monster. This 5,000 pound behemoth.
Right.
Why?
To add on to that, can we just say something about the new Eclipse?
Oh!
I haven't seen the
Don't
Eclipse.
do that!
I have not seen it.
Hold
Oh!
on.
No!
It's pretty
New
rough.
Eclipse.
It is not an Eclipse. First of all, they used the name. It is
So it's kind of like the Blazer.
it looks yeah dude. What? It's bad. It's bad.
What in the ever loving fuck is that?
Yeah.
It's staring at me.
Damn, that is.
I'm pretty sure they're going downhill.
That
At
is
this
some
point-
ugly right there.
Wow.
That hurt me right here.
Yeah.
Come on. The DSM guy.
Oh,
That hurt
God,
me.
I think
How
I'm
are you
gonna
gonna
be
say that? That's gonna be like the, what is that, the 4th gen, right?
No, that would be technically be the 6th gen.
6th gen, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. But
I mean, it's
technically, there weren't even Eclipses after the 2nd gen.
that right there is actually worse than Ford putting an ST badge on an Edge.
Did they go back through history and they saw what Chevy did with the Nova and went, that was a great business plan?
My mom had one of those. She had an 80s Nova. Like, it was like a Chevy, it was like a Lumina, but it had the Nova badge on it. This old front wheel drive economy piece of shit. Sorry, Mom.
I get the popularity of the crossover. I understand it from a utility standpoint.
They're
as
high
far
riding
as,
station wagons.
right, that's what they are.
Well, I just traded in an STI on a crossover. So, I mean, right now I got a lot of people like kind of cringing.
No, I
going
get
from
it.
an STI to a Crosstrek.
Brittany has
Well,
the
I think
Escape.
it's 6-speed. It is a 6-speed Crosstrek.
Brittany got the Escape. And
Yeah,
I love
But
that
I
thing.
could see yours car hauling, you know, with the seats folded down, a bunch of car parts inside of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
it, pretty much.
Ooh, I have to get our beer to try.
Yeah, Brittany has
We
the
have beer to
Escape.
try.
Yeah, get it.
Which one?
The black cans, the ones that I brought.
Is it Black Hands?
Yes, it's perfect for Halloween since we are coming
Okay.
up
Yeah.
on Halloween.
Yeah, I was
figured
gonna
out
say,
what to do with
I
it.
know we're eating up a lot of time right now, but we need to. Is this empty?
Yep.
Yeah.
I shall go searching.
Yeah, I figured since we're coming up on Halloween, I would bring us a Halloween theme.
That's
beer.
fine. Let's do Halloween beer.
Here's my theory on that though. Mitsubishi they're gone. You know, they have been gone, right? So they joined up, or Nissan bought, what is it, 30% of the company? I think
Okay.
it was. They needed something to pull them out of the hole, or try to pull them out of the hole. They can't make the Eclipse anymore. They can, but they choose not to.
But there's
But
no profit in it.
Right.
so I think they just used the Eclipse name
To
come up
try
with
and
this.
garner some.
Yeah, to try to. I don't think it's working. But I am interested to see what their plans in the future are going to be, because now they're partners with Nissan. So,
I mean,
I mean,
Nissan
an all-wheel drive Eclipse with an RB25 would be great.
That'll never happen.
Yeah, I
No,
was
but-
gonna say. I mean, even a VQ or VR engine is still never going to happen. I mean, look how long the current generation Z, the 350 and 370, have been sitting on the vine. Look how long the R35 has been around. I mean, with some, minor changes along the
Did you see
way.
the
But
GTR50?
was that
The
weird concept car looking thing?
from Italian Design?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Actually, pretty wild looking.
I did an article on that when it first came out, and I don't know. I don't
As a
like
showpiece, it's
It's-
pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, it's- yeah, they're supposed to be like limited made. I want to say like maybe 500. Or, I don't know.
But like I said, what I was thinking about with that was not specifically, I mean, the Z car and the R35, you know, being as old as they are and being around so long. It was the IDX
I
concept.
know you're not going to drink anything.
The IDX concept car, kind of like a modern day little Bluebird.
Let me see.
I've been dying to want to have one of those, by the way. I've seen them in the store.
That is cool.
You can't miss this little dude. Like, I've been wanting to try this. I'm so glad you got it.
Dead guy.
Didn't we already try this?
Dead guy.
Didn't I-
That's cool.
Didn't I bring this all over on first episode? Or the episode we did here?
No, that was Unholy.
Was it Unholy?
That was Unholy.
Oh yeah, because it was the same brand. It's Dead Guy Ale's Unholy.
6.8. Damn.
Oh my god, it looks so good!
That's cool.
Yeah, no, we have not done this one before. Actually, I need to get the beers from our last 2 episodes that I haven't noted down.
So guys, I apologize. We're going to be running probably a little long. I wanted to shorten it down to an hour, but we're probably going to be like hour and a half.
I'd say we're an hour now.
That never
But
works.
yeah, I know. But I mean, we're still all having a good time. I'm pretty sure. I mean, this shit's got really good color, man.
We got 4 watching, so thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
I want to smell. Hey, how does it smell?
My pizza's covered in.
Oh my
Ooh, I got
god.
the Power Rangers glass and everything.
Yeah, and
Fuck
it
yeah.
changes color. Their uniforms change color when it gets hot and cold.
Oh
man.
shit.
Thing's dope as shit.
Do, 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 do.
Wifey got that for me.
Yeah, Road Brewery, Dead Guy Ale.
It smells good.
Super hoppy.
What's it supposed to be? Like an IPA or?
That's actually not bad.
Oh yeah, it's really hoppy. I do like it though. It's pretty good. It's definitely
A lot of floral.
at very yeah. The problem is there's not much aftertaste. It's really it punches you as soon as you
Yeah.
sip
But
it.
it's not like, as Mike said with your last IPA, took the happiness out of his mouth.
No, it's good,
it's
but
good.
it's kind of all up front. It's like all like, hey motherfuckers, look at me. 10 minutes
Bye.
later, I'm gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, you get hit with the hops, but it's really kind of fruity floral.
I do like that. It is good.
Yeah,
It's pretty tasty. Good job. Yeah.
figured I hadn't tried that one before. I have another one for another episode, but I really want to wait till Mike's here for that one because he would appreciate it.
I want to dip into Chris's topic. That
Which
he
one is
picked out.
that?
The YouTube channel.
Ah, yes.
I think we'll all be able to chip in on this fairly well. I mean,
Yeah, I had the idea to say, what's your favorite YouTube-based car show?
Oh, I'll have to use it.
Have a perfect one.
For me, me and you have got to agree on this because you're the one who told me about it to begin with. Roadkill. Roadkill.
Well,
was
Roadkill's not on YouTube anymore. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's
the original Roadkill.
Yeah, the original.
And, the first.
Yeah,
I got
Finnegan
mine
and
in my mind.
Freiberger, those guys are funny as hell, and all the stuff they did was it was great. I mean, I understand why they moved to Motor Trend, even if their platform sucks. But I mean, I understand why they did it, and I'm not gonna give those guys any grief over that because it is what it is.
Right. Well, and part of it's they're part of Motor Trend, and Motor Trend wanted
And
to do that.
Velocity and all that other
So-
stuff. Yeah, it wasn't Finnegan and Freiberger that did that. That was the TN or whatever.
Right.
It was that,
But
that
being,
whole-
that show is it's inspirational to watch them go to a junkyard in the middle of nowhere, find a car that's been parked there for 30 years,
and make it work.
and then
Sorta.
make it run.
Yeah,
and
it's basically
they
it's
hop in it
Well,
and
I got
go,
the
okay,
truck.
we're gonna drive halfway across the continental United States now. See you guys when we get there.
Yeah, like doing
Because
engine
Roadkill.
swap,
If we get there, because
Because
roadkill.
Roadkill.
doing engine swaps in the parking lot of Holly headquarters and shit, man.
Talking
Like,
No, I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
I think the best engine swap they ever did was when they pulled the engine out of the truck to put in the jet boat, race the jet boat, and put the engine back in the truck and drive home. That was amazing.
And that show's so popular, they have their cars alone have fan bases. The muscle truck and the Camaro.
Well, the Camaro, Crusher Camaro's
Yeah.
been around long before
Exactly.
Roadkill.
Before
But
the
that's-
Johnson.
Yeah, the Rotson. I mean,
Yes.
everyone loves
I
the
love it.
Rotson.
I mean, as a former S30 owner back in my two-legged days, if it's an S30, even if it's a 70, 77, 78 with the weird floor and the weird bumpers, I'm still cool with it because it's an S30.
Right.
welcome, guys. I want to know Chris's.
Mine is actually one I just found a couple days ago. Little story. I was going searching on YouTube like we all do, and I found a guy driving a Forester, just like mine, XT. But they were driving it from Tallahassee, Florida,
That's a good one.
to Alaska.
Wow.
With
His buddy was with the Evo 9 MR.
I saw that. That was that Gears and Gasoline.
That's gears and gasoline.
Yeah, they did a full road trip from Tallahassee to Alaska.
Yep.
Nice.
Wow.
It was pretty wild. I
That
mean, it
is
was. I
cool.
mean,
It
it
was 3 episodes. I watched them all in one night,
yeah.
and after that, I'm just like, I love this. I love it.
That is amazing.
Yeah. And the the Subaru broke more than the MR. The guy had to change the spark plugs in the hotel parking lot of a Forester.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know anything about boxer engines,
the
but
STI
Doing
swap.
doing
Hell yeah.
The
doing
STI swap.
Yeah.
one.
yeah, that's the
that.
I swap one.
doing
But before they had to
spark
fix
plugs
his
on
drive
those
shaft twice.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean that's it. They didn't make it. Well, they did make it to Alaska,
They didn't make it to Fairbanks. They didn't.
right?
Yeah,
They made it like the first town right into Alaska, right?
Yeah, because they were just running short on time.
Well, they had no gas either,
Yeah.
and because they even brought like gas cans with them, but everything was like what 85 there or something.
Yeah, it was all low octane
Yeah.
stuff. They couldn't
Oh,
get.
oh shit.
And
Yeah, low octane turbo cars.
Yeah,
No
keep
cool.
the boost down, you'll be fine.
so they ended up parking the MR and taking the Forester up as far as they could go into the first town there, and then drove all the way back. So
That is
but
absolutely
that
crazy.
episode got me hooked on Gears and Gasoline.
You know, that's
Yeah.
when I watched that was kind of the reasoning for me in the first place for wanting to actually get cross-track.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to drive cross-country. I was like, that's the whole reason. I was like, my STI is great and all, but reliability and an STI, I just, the third day I owned my STI, I had to get the fucking Brembo calipers replaced on it. $1,700 fucking dollars. You know? Yeah, nah, I'm good. Yeah, it was a great car. I love the car, but that's what I went with.
So what's your kind
Oh,
of?
mine's easy. Mine's funny as hell.
I don't know, Z. No, I'm just kidding.
Mighty car mods.
Mighty car mods.
Damn, I should have had that one.
That's a
I've
good
been
one.
watching them
Mighty car mods.
forever. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
that's what got me into like the Varex, you know?
Well,
like,
yes.
all that
I
kind of
was-
shit.
Man, I was back in the hospital in Gainesville, 2.5, almost 3 years ago now. And obviously, if you're in a hospital, you have a lot of time to kick around. Well, then you're on your tablet playing around on YouTube because hospital TV sucked. And that's when I found Mighty Car Mods and found a lot of these kind of YouTube things.
Marty and Moon.
Marty and Move. Mechanical
Mighty
Stick.
If you're
Car
watching, hi.
Speaking of some of the Mighty Car Mods guys, Mechanical Stig and Turbo Yoda, aka Al and Ben, they were actually here this year at Drag Week with the Cresta.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they completed Drag Week with the Cresta here in
I
the
like
US.
Gramps.
Huh?
Gramps.
They've been having
Yes.
Super Grams.
Yeah,
They've been
Super-
having a couple meets over in California.
I've heard that.
But they're like
Yeah.
so many people. So many people.
Well, yeah, Mighty Car Mods is fantastic.
I
I've
should've
seen,
said that one
I've
too,
seen
but-
so many great things about it, like
Yeah.
the Mythbusters shit and stuff they've done and everything.
Yeah.
Mine is one that I don't think like anybody knows. Maybe you guys do. Have you heard of Hoobie's Garage?
Yes.
Okay, I love Hoobie's Garage. I've been watching Hoobie's Garage for years, and he's a what is it, editor for Auto Trader. He does like the oversteer, I think column it is. He goes out and buys like ignorant cars with like ridiculous miles and like sees
Like
what
the,
it
like the
takes.
cheapest one in the country to see
Yeah.
see what's wrong with it, what it does.
And, like, he bought like the cheapest Rolls Royce Phantom in the country for like I think it was like $80,000, and they're like on the test drive, like the radio's going upside down and flickering and shit. Half the shit in the car doesn't work, and he's like, okay, and like it's all his own money he uses and everything. He gets like everything and anything. He had a Ferrari burn to the ground one time. He got a 220,000 mile 996 Porsche Carrera. Drove it to 250,000 miles before it blew up. And when it blew up, it fixed itself and then blew up again.
Okay.
It was insane. And he's done like 911 turbos and like he did a fucking Grand Am ASC McLaren. You ever heard of those? They got the 3.1 turbo.
What was it? If it's broken, fix it like that. I can't remember what he said. But it was the stupidest whole
We're back.
Yep, we're back.
TV show that used to pop up all the time.
Oh, I don't know.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The Red Green
And
Show.
we're back.
Yes.
Yeah, we're back.
Just remember, ladies,
Yes.
if women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Yes.
With the handyman's secret weapon, duct tape.
What are your guys' favorite YouTube car shows?
Yeah, we wanted to
In the
yours
comments, we
for
want to
sure.
see. I'm curious.
Another one that I really like
There's a lot of them
that
out there.
nobody brought up, Drive.
Drive.
Yes.
Yes.
Drive
Very
is
good, too.
fantastic.
Yes. Spinelli Farah and the Harris Monkey.
The old the old original channel for Drive on YouTube
Yeah.
had different segments, and one of them was Drive Clean. And all it was a whole series of videos where he went over all the stuff he does when he details cars. And this guy details, $1 million classic supercars and
Yeah.
stuff like
The
that.
ammo guy you talking about?
Hmm?
The ammo NYC, the guy that details.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, they had him on the
awesome.
Drive channel, and dude, the work that he does is crazy. And
He makes me look
I
like
sat,
he makes me
I
look like
sat and
Slacker.
watched all those videos just because I'm like, I can learn stuff from this, and I'm sitting there watching the whole time.
That I don't watch that guy because he makes me feel bad about not doing enough.
Right.
So, like I told one of my buddies who,
And I'm usually the guy that does that to all of you guys.
I told that to one of my buddies though. He owns a car detailing company called Diamond Shine Detail. His name's Andrew Barry. I don't know if he's related. Spelled the same and everything. But anyway, he details like Lamborghinis and Vipers and Maseratis and Ferrari Maranellos and stuff. And I was like, you should do a YouTube channel like on how you detail the detailing process, because he has his own shop.
Yeah.
Specifically for like picking the car up and like taking the wheels off and going just all out underneath everything. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, my favorite YouTube channel right now it's actually a spin-off from Mighty Car Mods, Skid Factory.
Skid Factory is pretty
Yes.
good too.
Al, aka Turbo Yoda, I mean, he's got the best resting bitch face of anybody. It's like when Moog asks him, "Will this fit on my Honda?" That face that he makes. It's like Al all the time. But they do weird projects and interesting projects, and they really, really go into detail about how they do that and how they kind of solve these problems. And their current series is 14 episodes deep, and it's a Bedford van with a Barra swap.
Oh gosh.
It's
Oh,
I mean
What's
it's
it called? The
Skid
channel?
Factory.
Skid Factory. I'm gonna look
Skid
it up.
Factory. It's on MCM TV2,
Okay.
but it's Skid Factory.
Speaking of air, I saw in a Fox body with a Barra motor in it recently.
Yeah, there's a guy
Today
yeah,
on
there's,
Facebook.
There's a guy in
around.
I think he's in Gainesville who got a 3 or 4 NA Barras.
Yeah.
And brought them over without transmissions, without ECUs, and without a lot. So I mean, you really have to kind of piece stuff together to make those work.
Right.
I want to bring something up before we wrap up the show. I know you guys weren't there for it, but Chris and I were. I want to talk about the Wanna Go Fast half-mile shootout
Yes.
from Ocala just this last
Me
weekend.
and Mike were at the one at the beginning of the year.
Well, yeah, but I want to talk about it because him and I were there. He was there for both days. I wasn't there for both days, but we got to see some pretty cool shit there and some people having an awesome time. I mean,
CRX guy.
Yeah,
Wait a minute, was this the CRX guy from Gainesville, the zero fucks given guy that runs like 17-second quarter miles and
it's a red CRX and it's an old guy.
automatic?
I don't know if it's
I don't know. I
automatic.
don't know.
Pretty much-
I
pretty
think
much-
his best time was like 110 mile an hour.
Yeah, and he was.
CRX with an automatic, he runs 17.2 every single time, but he launches off the Pro Tree. He wins bracket races against 1,000 horsepower cars on a Pro Tree, and the guy will hot lap the car, huge smile on his face, and it's like, zero fucks given over right there.
There was a guy like that with
Awesome.
a Mini Cooper, like a Mini Cooper S Works or whatever, with
yeah.
bone stock, and he was just fucking booking it down the track. Just
Now that other Honda that was there, the other red one,
oh, the red day. Oh my
doing like
god.
170, 175 mile an hour,
Red EG hatchback, 2-door,
fully built.
fully built,
Fully built.
caged, everything, like 180.
Those front wheel drive cars are hilarious to watch because from the start to the 8th mile, they're absolutely useless.
Well,
And
it's
then it's
fight-
like once they hit the 8th mile, it's like all of a sudden they have a rocket strapped to their ass and they just go.
The thing that surprised me the most was the Grand Cherokee, the
Yeah,
Grand
yeah.
Cherokee SRT8.
Van Drake racing one.
Ran 190.
Holy crap!
190 in the half mile and a Cherokee.
Holy
Like, can you imagine the pants shitting that was happening during that? Like,
Well, obviously he needs a Cherokee
my
to
God.
carry his massive balls for driving something that
Oh,
big, that fast.
ridiculous. You know, but there was a couple of really awesome cars. There was a couple of really beautiful cars too. I saw one of was that McLaren P1? Was that one?
720S.
Was 7? I haven't seen a new 720S in person yet. The car is really pretty. It has very aggressive angles, but it is a really pretty
Yeah,
car.
well, of course he had to tease us with a pick, the black R32, which you
Yeah.
told you went 176.
Yeah,
Shit.
it was gorgeous.
750 horse.
Yeah.
I was talking right.
And we also got to see a 3000 GT Spider SL.
Yes.
I've never seen one before, and I am flipping out like, I have to go look at that car.
Yeah, I've never seen one of those in person. I've
And
seen
and
pictures of
Tracy, thank you for commenting. I apologize that I thought it was a VR4. I wasn't familiar
Yeah, I
with
seen that
Spider
one.
SLs. And like I didn't know that I knew they had two different ones. I wasn't sure the differences though, but that is an absolutely beautiful car you have, and it's so
Yes.
rare. I'm so glad I got to see one in person. Such a cool experience to just lay eyes upon that beautiful car. It was neat.
What was your favorite car there?
My favorite car there had to have probably been the 930. No, it was a no, it was the 996 Carrera S that was doing like 180. The silver one. It was, I guess, it was a fully built car by I think Revolution Racing. I think was out there, but it was quiet and it looked like just a plain Jane Porsche, and the power was effortless. It would skate across the track just flying, and it looked like it was so perfectly smooth as it was doing like 170 to 180 in the half mile. It was amazing.
Gentlemanly swagger down the track.
Yeah, literally, gentlemen. That Viper was pretty sweet too. It's unfortunate
the yellow one?
the orange one.
Oh yeah.
It's unfortunate he couldn't keep the power to the wheels and ended up having transmission problems. But that thing, it sounded, it was a supercharged new Viper, and I think he blew his transmission or a clutch pack or something. Something went wrong. He was only running like 140, but he said he made like I think 960 to the wheels. But
And of course the Lambo took us,
Yeah.
209.
well, yeah, was that the which one was that? Was that the
That
Huracan?
was a Huracan Performante.
Performante, the white one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, like Saturday.
That was day 2 though. I think.
Yeah, Saturday when we were there, it was terrible. I can imagine all the tuning issues everyone was having. I think it was like 90 something, and with the humidity, it was like 102. But the next day was super cool outside, so I bet those guys had a lot better luck out there.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of because before the race they released the rosters for Saturday and Sunday. There were so many cars on the roster that wasn't even in there. They wouldn't even race.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's supposed to be the Viper ECR, which I didn't see. The 480 was supposed to run both days, only ran Saturday.
Yeah.
I forgot what other ones, but there's the Demons. Now, all right.
The demons.
This is the first time I ever actually got to see a demon in person, right? And see it run, see it in person, and everything. I'm like, all right, maybe better than a Hellcat. I was not impressed.
No,
at
I
all.
felt like the demons did more.
I think the Hellcats did more than the Demons.
I feel like they like when Dodge made the Hellcat and the Demon, they're like, let's make the Demon do more nonsense. Like all of the Demons, you can pick them out because they had the skinny tires and the fat ones in the back. I don't think they ran any fat. In fact, I think they were slower
160
than the Hellcats, and they just did
Well,
nothing.
they're not made for a half mile. They're
Yeah,
made to
I
run a
get-
quarter mile.
No, not even. That's the thing. They would leave the line from the dead stop after warming up their tires and just.
Well,
Well,
that sounds like a case of driver mod.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how they all were, though.
It's because
That's
of how
who
much
buys
the
those.
demon costs. If you can
It's-
afford a demon, you're probably kind of a shitty driver.
No,
It's got a point. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Sorry, I'm brutally honest. If you've got the kind of money that you bought a demon, you're probably not that good at driving.
They were all terrible. They were terrible.
The people that buy demons on Hellcats, I really don't want to consider them like a true car enthusiast in the first place. I mean, you buy in the car for a lot of power, and I understand it's like a pretty nice car. I can't. Dodge did something amazing. They broke a whole bunch of records and a whole bunch of standards, but at the same time, you put a whole bunch of 700 horsepower cars behind guys that shouldn't be driving these cars in the first place.
Yeah.
Buying a demon to be a car guy is a lot like buying the SSR to be a car guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I will give the demon credit for one thing. Absolutely screwing up people's perceptions of fast cars and interesting cars. And this was it was me and another guy. We were at a local car cruise in, and we saw a Challenger roll in, and it started to see these little bit of wide fenders. We were like, ooh, demon? Nah, it's just a Hellcat. That's what the demon has done to everybody. So now it's not, wow, there's a Hellcat. It's just a Hellcat.
Right.
That's what the demon has done.
Yeah,
This
true.
just absolutely
Yeah.
screwed up everybody's perceptions of cool, fast, interesting, or
You've
whatever.
seen cars
It's just
even with half the horsepower demons and stuff like that. Eat them alive.
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
I mean, the demon does what it does on a track when driven by
On
someone who hasn't
paper.
They've done it.
Well,
I mean,
they've
they,
done
they,
it.
I mean,
it's
they
a brochure car. You
I
know,
mean,
they
yeah.
put the numbers out. They made their stats, and it's what it is, exactly what it is. There's no give or takes. Yeah, you can go a little faster. You can go a little slower. Majority of it's the car doing all the work because. I mean, they're not even manual transmissions. They're just automatic. You know,
Launch
paddle
control.
shifted, you know,
But like I said, I mean,
right?
the car did legit put down the number,
Mhm.
and I've seen the video of the car legit pulled the front tires off the
Oh,
track.
yeah.
Okay, it's done it.
It's got a line walk from factory. Shit.
But it's not going to do that on the street. I don't give a crap what you do.
Right.
There was a YouTube video 3 or 4 years ago, several years ago. It was a $5,000 drag race in Los Angeles. It was a Fox body, stick shift Fox body Mustang against an all-wheel drive Porsche.
I love that.
You
video.
guys will have to just go and look this up because it's insane. This Fox body yanks the tires up, and while he's wheels up, snatches second gear on the street and just annihilates this Porsche. It's the most messed up, and this is like they shut down a whole intersection, and there's crowds lining the sides of the streets. It's illegal as hell. It's the kind of shit that when you talk about street racing, that's the kind of shit that you wish they didn't do.
Yeah.
But watching that little Fox body, I mean, almost standing up on the bumper on the street and grab second gear while the wheels are in the air.
It's all
There's
about
no
how you
way
set
a
the car
demon,
up.
a demon will not do that. I don't care how much power you throw
It's
at
all
it.
about how you set the car up, man.
And-
That's
and-
all it is.
It's the meme. It's buys $100,000, 750 horsepower car, gets gapped by a $4,000 Fox body at the track.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
I mean, that's basically the same as getting just being annihilated by beater bomb.
Right.
So I think after we have terribly shamed the demon, by the way, shame on you.
It's not a
Dodge.
bad car. It's,
No, don't get me wrong.
let's just put this out there right now. None of us can afford a demon.
What
None of us drive a demon.
Dodge, if you gave me one, I would love it.
Exactly.
Hey, I wouldn't even drive it. I would just rub it with a diaper and look at it in the garage.
That's the thing. Just the fact that Dodge was just like, you know what?
Fuck it.
Let's do this. And so somebody else at Dodge would like,
All I
can't
can see
do-
is beats the button.
you know, this person gets the idea of, hey, let's take the Hellcat and make it more stupid. And this person trying to be sane says, you can't do that.
So you won't.
And the first guy's like,
Hold my bear, watch this.
hold my beer.
On that note, it is time to end, though. Like,
Yeah, we did run over on time.
that was great, though. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Don't forget to check out clutchshiftgo.com.
Yes.
Discount code PNP15. It's all in the description right below you there. You can get 15% off your order with him. Be sure to check him out. He's got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everything you can think of. He is there and has amazing content for you guys.
Yeah,
And
check out his articles and check out the pictures that he takes. I mean, the guy,
beautiful
the
pictures.
dude can shoot a picture.
Yeah, and
He does
thank
really
you
good.
guys so much for watching tonight. Thank you, Trevor, for coming as well. And please, guys, if you like what you're watching, make sure to share this, like this, subscribe to us, hit that little bell button so you can see when we upload new shit. Follow us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Pints and Pistons official. After editing, I'll put that in the description as well.
And remember, you can actually tell your friends to watch this shit show later on, too.
Yeah, because it'll be here right on our YouTube channel, and be sure to let other people know if you like what you're seeing. You know, we will be here and we'll put more stuff out. And Cop Brewery, where you at though? Cop Brewery.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Hey,
Josh
where
wants
you
to
at though?
Hey, Josh chimed in on the Demons.
Oh,
It's not a
there it is.
bad car. It's just basically use us on the street. Park
Yeah.
in the garage, take
Yeah.
it to strip a few times, and let it
Exactly.
No,
collect
that's exactly it.
This is exactly
That's a solid take
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, but yeah, Cop Brewery. Come on, guys. Like, let's do this. We're ready.
Yo, beer me, bro.
Yeah.
And also Marker 48 since they're close.
Yeah, marker
yeah.
48, guys. We'll try whatever you want to throw at us, man. We like everything and anything. So,
Not like everything.
shh, we'll drink it.
Yeah, we'll try it.
We'll drink it. But thank you guys so much. I hope everybody has a great night, good weekend, good next week, good everything. I don't care what it is, just have a good time.
Yep.
And
Happy Halloween.
happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween!
Thank you guys for watching.